Happy Saturday, everybody, and I'm here with Krista. Very excited to have her on Facebook Live with me. Today we are talking about the 5 love languages. It may be something that you've heard of already. However, we're going to specifically talk about how you can apply it to your relationship. So Krista, in a nutshell, what are the 5 love languages?
So the first one is quality time. So that means you feel loved when you get to spend quality time with your partner. The second one is acts of service, meaning you feel love when you come home and all the dishes are done or the vacuuming is done. The third one is words of affirmation. So you love to constantly be told how beautiful you are, how loved you are, and just these words affirming who you are. The fourth one is receiving gifts. So you love to be surprised, and not in an elaborate way, but even if it's just like a rock from a beach that reminded you of that person, like you appreciate those gifts. And the fifth one is physical touch. So you appreciate like the little hands on, some petting. That kind of thing makes you feel loved.
Amazing. So when it comes down to how this applies to relationships, I mean, the obvious thing is that when you know your partner's love language, you know how you can express love to them in the way that they're going to receive it the most. But also for your own self, when you're clear on what your love language is, it's so important for us to ask for what we desire. So me, for example, one of the big things that I desire is words of affirmation. It's huge to me to feel like I'm appreciated, that I'm doing a great job, that I'm connected to my partner. And so we check in with each other, and I share with him how I'd really love to hear, like, what does he appreciate about me? And I ask for it, because here's the thing is that oftentimes in partnerships, we don't always express what we're looking for, and we might get frustrated when our partner doesn't give it to us. However, they may not even know what it is that we're wanting. So that's a really big piece. And what about you, Krista? What's your love language?
I'm the same as you, words of affirmation.
Yeah.
And it's interesting because what I've come across is that you're usually different than your partner. So for me, Steven, his love language is quality time. So I know like a week like this when I'm away for him for 10 days, it's hard on him because the way he feels loved is when we get to spend time together. So it's just I have a deeper understanding of what he's going through without me there this week.
Yeah, for sure. And my partner loves acts of service, which is actually at the bottom for me. So having this kind of clarity with each other was so helpful. So I know, okay, this is why he really loves me, putting the dishes away and keeping the house really orderly. It's not because he's trying to turn me into this like housewife. He just really loves acts of service. Whereas for me, I just out of sight, out of mind. I don't even think about it. So again, having that clarity with your partner is huge. And when it comes to having that conversation with your partner, Krista, what would you say is your number one suggestion?
I mean, my approach is just lightheartedness. Explore it together just as a means of something you guys can explore together and play with, really. Yeah, play with it.
Nice. And in terms of my tip is that, especially a lot of our partners, they aren't necessarily thinking about these things day to day. And so if anything, asking to carve out that time and space to have a conversation like this, because it might not be your everyday kind of conversation to have, and not that you make it all serious, still bringing the lightheartedness to it. However, asking to really carve out a place for the two of you to go deeper with each other and explore it there. So on that note, that's our video for today.
One thing I'd love to add is if you know your love language, let us know in the comments what yours is.
Yes, we'd love to know. So again, words of affirmation, physical touch, acts of service, quality time. Which one am I forgetting?
Gifts.
And receiving gifts. There you go. Have a great rest of your Saturday, everybody. See you tomorrow. Bye.